What is going on, everybody? It's Pastor Ethan here for another episode of the Truth Is podcast. It's episode 21, and we are super excited about our guest today. She is a senior. She is homeschooled. Give it up for the one, the only, Candace.
Hello.
Candace, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
All right, Candace, so you know how this goes. Just a little word association, all right? Some back and forth. There are wrong answers.
Oh, okay.
So, if I ask a question, you say the wrong answer, I may have to let you know that it was the wrong answer.
Okay. Makes
All right?
sense.
So, start off pretty easy. KFC or Popeyes?
KFC.
Okay, there's first wrong answer.
Okay.
Okay, why?
Because their chicken's not that dry compared to Popeyes.
Okay, I don't know what Popeyes you've been eating, where they got dry chicken. KFC is the driest of chickens.
No.
Yes.
Okay. You win that one.
It's Popeyes all the way. But, you're wrong on that one, but we'll regain. All right, favorite color?
Pink. Pink.
Pink.
Yes.
All right. Favorite school subject?
English. No. History.
History. All right. Least favorite school subject?
Math.
Math? Just all math or just one math in particular?
All math.
All math. Just not a fan?
Nope.
All right. And final question, if you could pick one mattress to sleep on for the rest of your life, are you picking a soft mattress, a medium mattress, or a hard mattress?
Soft.
Okay, good answer. All right. So I know a little bit about you, Candace, but why don't you just tell everyone else just a little bit about yourself?
Okay. I'm Candace. I am a senior this year, and I work at Market Basket.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do at Market Basket?
I'm everything except a manager.
Everything except a manager.
Yes.
So isn't that what a manager does?
Yes.
Everything.
Except manages.
So you do everything except for manage.
Yes.
So you clean, you restock,
Yes.
check people out,
Yes.
bag groceries. Okay, so you do it all.
Yes.
So Candace, as you know, we're going through Pastor Ron's devotion, The Plain Truth. And our truth for today is, faith is not denying a problem, but rather it's right to continue. Let's jump into our scriptures for the day. First, we have Genesis 1:3. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Romans 4:17. As it is written, "I have made you a father of many nations," in the presence of him whom he believed, God, who gives his life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. And finally, Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. All right, Candace, let's break these down a little bit. So first we have Genesis 1:3. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So what's kind of your first thought that comes to your head when you hear that? God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
The creation of the world and how God commanded there be light. And as far as I know, he was not really sure. He knew what was going to happen, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
But to extent there was that possibility about what if it wasn't. I'm not saying that God is not all-knowing, but the Lord is miraculous in what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows to the true power of God.
Yes.
God said it, and it happened.
Yes, very powerful.
So next we jump to Romans 4:17. As it is written, "I have made you a father of many nations," in the presence of him whom he believed, God, who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. So when you hear that line, calls those things which do not exist as though they did, what's kind of the first thing that comes to your head?
I can't fathom things not there. Sometimes we can't imagine certain colors, like new colors, but the Lord can make new things happen, and he imagines things happening and he does them. The Lord has that power to do make things happen, make the impossible happen. Like, it's impossible for us to wrap our head around situations, and he makes it a reality for us.
Yeah. All right, and then finally, Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. When it's talking about the, let us remember, let us continue to know that the profession that we made whenever we put our faith in God, when we put our trust in God, whenever we did it, that we do this without going back and forth, that we just fully trust and fully believe in what God has done. So let's jump into our devotion for the day, Candace. In Genesis, when God saw something which he was not pleased with and wanted to change, he spoke out. God set the standard for what we now understand as faith and confession. And when he said, "Let there be light," God did not deny the existence of darkness. In order to positively effect a change, God called those things which were not as though they were, not the other way around. Christians are admonished in the New Testament to be like God and also call those things which be not as they are. We should not deny the mountain of difficulties facing us, but rather deny its continued right to stay there by speaking in faith and commanding that mountains move. It ain't there, just will not work. So let's break this down a little bit. So we're talking about in Genesis, when God saw something which he was not pleased with and wanted to change, he spoke out. He said, there's no light around here. Let there be light. And it happened. God set the standard for what we know as, something's missing. Let's believe in faith, confess it, say it out, and believe that God will do it, right? So he says, let there be light. God didn't deny the existence of darkness, but in order to positively effect a change, God called those things which were not as though they were, not the other way around. Christians are admonished in the New Testament to be like God and also call things which be not as they are. We should not deny the mountain of difficulty facing us, but rather deny its continuing right to stay there by speaking to faith and commanding the mountains to move. We don't just say, I don't believe that these mountains are there, because we know they're there.
Yeah.
But we have to step up, step out, and speak in faith for these things that are troubling us, that we're facing, to move out of the way. So when you hear that part about, we can't just deny the mountain's difficulty of facing us, but rather deny its continuing right to stay there, what's kind of the thing you pull from that?
We can't, in a general sense, we would love to ignore our situation, ignore everything that else happening, all the bad happening, and just focus on the good, I guess. But we need to acknowledge the fact that we are going through some troubles and challenges, that we need to put our faith in the Lord, and I guess not think so much about that dark. Well, also that we acknowledge the darkness is there, how it says in the devotional. But if it makes sense, how we need to take what the Lord did and pray about it. Call what our desires are, give it to the Lord, and think about it how he did and he made it happen. Believe that the Lord is going to do it and he makes it happen, how he made the darkness turn into light.
Yeah. So talking about praying about it, let's jump to our prayer for the day. Father, help me to face my problems in the areas of life which I am not pleased with and want to change. Give me the faith to believe and the strength to declare what I understand is your will for my life. Give me angels on assignment attending to my declaration of faith. These prayers are just something that we can consistently and constantly pray to get through certain areas of our life, right? Whether it's we're facing this, whatever it is, we're bound to have a prayer in this book that will cover it, right?
Yes.
So if you had one overall takeaway from the day, Candace, what would it be?
Believe that the Lord will do it. He'll make the impossible happen. The first act of faith was written, and it's just crazy to see how the Lord described it to us, how he demonstrated faith to us, and how we should also follow by that example.
Yeah.
Too.
God is He is the best at doing the impossible things because only he can do the impossible things. Mm-hmm. So, Candace, it was great having you on today. Is there anything you want to say before we close out? Anyone you want to say what's up to or hi to?
Hi to the youth.
Hi to the youth. All right, everybody, I'm Pastor Ethan. That's Candace. It was great having you on, Candace. And we'll see you all next week for another episode of the Truth Is Podcast.